Hey, good afternoon, everyone. So, I'm here today to do a special video. Welcome to MJP's workshop. You'll start getting more video traffic because now it's starting to warm up. So, I do a lot more projects, usually from April till about November is when my workshop is mostly active. But obviously during the winter it gets a little messy because you're like, oh, I need this tool, and you run out, and then you're like, damn, it's cold. And I do have a big heater, but obviously heating up the garage costs money. It's a diesel heater, so but anyway, let's not get into that. I want to get into this right here. You remember back the guy with the wire, the spool of wire? And he had said he had that wire for 20 years. He got all choked up. It was a beautiful moment. I was going through my garage because it's been 10 years this year that I've lived in this house and had this workshop set up. And I just wanted to see what I had and get rid of some stuff, which I did. And then this came up, which I have used even last year. But then I started to think this saw is going to be 30 years old now, officially 30 years old. I got this saw in 1996. It's a Craftsman chop saw, just a normal chop saw that chops this way, and then the table turns this way, and then it also tilts this way, which I don't really use that often, but you can see it right here, how it tilts both ways, you know what I mean? And it's a beast. But I have used this tool since my first job. It's a little backstory. When I was 14, I did a job, my first job for a guy. It was doing drywall in an apartment building. So after doing some of the drywall, the guy was kind of verbally abusive, really, and I was just not the type of kid that was going to take that. So I said to him, I'd like to be paid for what I have done. And the guy said, well, what do you want instead of cash? And I saw this saw. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting choked up, sorry, but I got this saw. And the reason why I got this saw, I said, imagine how many times I can use this saw. And it happened. I've used this saw to rebuild one whole house over 13 years. And then I've been in this house for 10 years, so I've used it. But I outgrew it. I needed a radial arm saw, which I got a vintage radial arm saw instead, because that's what my workshop is about, and mostly vintage tools. So I had to retire this, but I had an unfortunate accident last year where I hurt myself really bad on an angle grinder. So I said, talking to my uncle, he said, why don't you use a chop saw and put a blade on it? And I said, I know, I'll use this one. So this is, like I said, just a Craftsman table saw. And then I turned it into a metal saw, like a steel cutting saw. So that way I'm protected from the blade at all times. Or the wheel, you know what I mean? So, but that's a little story. Can you just imagine how many pieces of wood, like how many linear feet of board this thing has cut, and how many different kinds of wood that she has seen over 30 years. It's amazing, and I understand now why the guy got choked up. So yeah, send me a video or comment a picture of what tool that you own that does this to you. What tool have you owned for 20, 30 years that you use almost on a daily basis that just keeps going and keeps going? But that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.